Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we have a Invincible Season 4 prediction. This guy, he's from Reddit. His name is IC_Prophet4179. And I just read through this for like 5 minutes, and this was his Season 3 prediction for Episode 1. Mark and Oliver, centric episode. Oliver fights for the first time. Cecil finds out about Oliver getting his powers. They're called away by Doc Seismic. Episode 2, Doc Seismic. Darkwing, Reanimate show up. Invincible, Oliver get new suits. Season 4, Mark and Eve first date, King Immortal. Prison break, Nolan saying there's a few Viltrumites left. That's when they fight with the Viltrumites. Season 5, Titan and Mr. Liu, they fought that massive dragon. 6, Powerplex tries to kill Invincible. 7, Invincible War, no B plus for Nolan, just all Invincible War. And that's gone 100% completely correct so far. And episode 8, Conquest, ends with Rex's funeral. Eve's powers malfunction, hinting at pregnancy. Cecil's keeping him alive. Nola learns about the Scourge virus from Thetis. Except for that part. I don't think Nolan learned that right, except for the last one, obviously. But everything else is at 99% correct. So he was correct. And then he came, and then he said that was season 3. So he wrote season 4, and then all of this is pretty much all correct. So that was his theory from the comics, which the comics, they follow the comics. And he said also, just for fun, here's me grading predictions from my previous post. So this is before season 3 came out. He predicted all this, and obviously he was reading the comics and, you know, speaking about what would happen in the comics and then what was going to happen in the show. But this, he wrote this one now. I think this one is 2 months ago, something like that. Let me just double check. Give me a sec. Okay, so this is what I opened up. Where is it? Here, season 4 predictions. It is 10 months ago, but I would say that it is 100%, you know, very, very correct. So Mark rebuilding the city when his Iron Leg cast. The dinosaurs attacks him. We're gonna just skim over this. If I read all this, it's gonna be like a 40-minute video. Oliver is now a young Omni-Man, meets Eve's parents, Sequids, universes paired up, so they fight. Disaster similar to Doc Seismic. Issue 69, Universal defeated, but cut to Houston being completely overrun by the Sequids. End credits is Conquest waking up and escaping. He's a favorite. He's a favorite now, so they have to show up in the premiere. I know some people think this is bad writing. I personally think it's in line with Cecil. He's a control freak. Okay, so that's episode 1. Number 2 opens the heat with the Sequid battle, like 206 open. Mark kills Russ. That's the guy, you know, infected by the Sequids. Cecil talks to Mark. This would mirror 302. Two of them looking back on Mark's changed now morals. Then the rest of the episode is Mark going to hell. People think Darkblood is talking about Conquest, but I think Darkblood is going to touch something with happening on Earth. In the comic, there's a joke I'm saying solve the case. After everyone figured it out, Darkblood intends to summon Nolan, who was the heavy hitter last time. Darkblood was on the surface, doesn't work, so Mark is summoned instead because of his black dart. He's now the strongest on Earth since Conquest escaped. Kirkman said the story would involve Mark going to hell. Mark's return from hell will make him decide that he really has gone too dark and returns to blue and yellow. So that's why he gets the old suit again. Episode 3, Nolan and Alan all in space. Preparation for war, meeting Space Racer. Ends with Thetis showing Nolan the virus and them heading to Earth. End credits is Conquest reporting to Thrag. And then he says, leave no one alive. Episode 4, Nolan and Alan return to Earth. Nolan spends his entire episode avoiding Debbie, but talks to her by the end before they leave. Tech Jacket gets proper introduction. When Alan recruits him, Flaxen invasion happens, and Rudy and Amanda jump in. Emotional goodbye with Mark and Eve before leaving. Then Conquest appears. Conquest round 2 happens and ends on his real death and Mark being wounded. So this is kind of crazy. I haven't read the comics, but I know Mark fights him again. He fights Conquest again, but damn, like, it would be very, very cool to see, like, Nolan help him and just help him kill Conquest. I wonder, you know, where Nolan will be, because it says in this episode, Nolan and Alan return to Earth. unless Mark is on another planet and conquest. I said conquest and conquest. Unless Mark is on another planet and conquest arrives, and it just hits him without even Mark knowing. He's like, you caught me off guard. Entire episode. This is number 5. Entire episode on Earth adapting Guardian of the Globe. A majority of the series can be truncated, and the Paris disaster with the set order could be, oh shit, climax League was. I originally thought they would cut back to Earth throughout the season, but I think it would be breaking the pace if they did that. I think it's better to just have the whole episode to place between the time Mark is healing from Conquest. So Mark would heal from Conquest in one episode, for one full episode. No, episode 6, Nolan and Oliver bond while Mark heals. Alan and Tech Jacket also bond. More detail on the coalition's assault on Viltrum, and finally the assault on Telescira. I thought it was Telescria, but it's Telescira. Commences. Number 7, episode 7, battle on Telescria. Wait, Telescira. It is Telescria. He just spelled it wrong, I think. Battle on Telescria rages until Nolan and Mark and Oliver show up. Then the team heads to Viltrum and the battle happens. The planet is destroyed and Datus is killed. Oh my god, so they might actually go that far. People were saying that, they don't fight Thrag till like season 5 or 6. But that's crazy. I don't even know, bro. Datus is killed, ends with Thrag saying you're all next. Episode 7, Tradition, is ending with an oh shit moment that leads into a finale fight. Opens with Thrag versus Mark and Nolan in space. It'll be longer and more brutal before Thrag spares them. Oh, this could mirror Nolan sparing Mark in season 1 finale, but obviously not as poignant. After being in a coma, Mark and Nolan head to Earth. Mark thinks about what could be happening. They find Thrag waiting for them. Then the truce happens. Okay, so when that happens, it's basically Thrag on Earth while they're healing, while Nolan and Mark are like healing or something. I don't know. But there is this comic photo of Thrag just standing on Earth. Mark hits him, and Thrag is like, relax. We can either talk or fight. Only difference is I think Debbie rejects Nolan. She acknowledges that he's changed, but she can't just take him back. At least not now. Ends with Alan learning about the Scourge virus. Robo and Amanda come back from the Flaxen dimension saying, what did we miss? Can be the stinger. Wow. So I think so far, like 80%, maybe 90% sounds completely true so far. But then again, they can speed up some things on the show. Because they could, if they want to, they could cover more issues in one episode or less issues in one episode and make Invincible longer. Who knows? But comment down below what you guys think is going to happen in the season 8 finale. Season 4 finale. Obviously, of season 4, but it's still going to be 5, 6, and so on. But subscribe, help me hit 3,000 subscribers. And if you're an Invincible fan, subscribe. I want my subscribers to have something in common with me. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video.